applied some of the techniques that I'm using. And what happens is you get the feedback in another dream. So not only in your life do you feel the change and in yourself, but your dreams then reflect that inner work that you've done. So a couple days later, or a couple nights later, I saw another dream. And in that dream, everything was white, and I was in a gigantic train station. I was in a gigantic train station, and I knew where I wanted to go. I wanted to go to my father's hometown. It was very clear. My intention, my destination, and I knew that this was the place to go. I had to go to that train station and catch a train. And there was absolute order. Everything was in order. Everything was very spacious, very light, very bright, very good feeling about the dream. And I was missing one piece of vital information. I just needed to know exactly which train, what platform, what time. And then I see a rack of timetables. And even as I make my way towards the timetables, my father appears. My father appears dressed in white. And he picks out the correct timetable, the one that I need, and he hands it to me, and he says, "Here you go." And I go, "Thanks, Dad." and that's it. I have my information, the missing information. So,
okay. So can I just ask? Sorry.
Yes.
I just wanted to ask, how do you know that's linked to your first dream? Do you always know there's a link, or could it be something?
Yes, I know, because my intention is to work on relationships. And then the dreams give me the feedback. So the dreams give me the feedback that, okay, you have to work something out with regard to the masculine. And this is the situation at the moment. So I work on it. And then it gives me the new feedback, which is, okay, well done. You've got some order now, and now you're connecting with your father.
Okay, yeah, got it.
Inside, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and this is much clearer and stronger, and there was no sense of attachment or fear or need or anything like that. It was a very healthy relationship, and I could also see that this new healthy connection that I had with the masculine as the father figure in me was helping me to direct my life, to choose the course of my life. And I knew very clearly where I wanted to go. And this father, or this masculine in me, was helping me to get there without pushing me, without obliging me, without me having to beg. Or it just is there to support me in exactly the right way, exactly when I need it. And it's a very, very clear space that I found myself there.
So
it was a masculine that I could trust. Yeah. So you see the difference?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's like a representation, and then you do the work to see what is that. What is that representing to me? So it could represent something totally different, obviously, to somebody else.
Yes, absolutely.
Gave you the clarity.
Absolutely. And this is why when people ask me about dream interpretation, I say just never ever look at dream Bibles. Those dream dictionaries where they tell you, if you see a cat, it means this, and if you see this kind of plant and that, and even storylines. I just don't give those a lot of credit at all, because it's a deeply personal space, and it is affected by our culture. Our religious beliefs sometimes, our upbringing, specific experiences we've had in our life. And the point of working with dreams is that we begin a dialogue with our inner being, with our psyche. And we start to decipher what the messages are, what the symbolism is, and exactly what each dream is trying to tell us, and every element in the dream, what it's trying to tell us. And a better indicator of what a dream means is the emotional content of the dream. So are you feeling threatened? Are you feeling at peace? Are you feeling antagonistic? What is the predominant emotion? And even if you don't remember your dreams very well, there will still be a feeling when you wake up. So you will have an echo maybe of an emotion. Just a slight one, just a little atmosphere and ambience, and unfortunately most of us don't wake up feeling so refreshed, like we've had the best sleep ever, and like we really found peace and joy, somewhere in us. Most of us are stressed out and tired and fuzzy thoughts and and worries come up in our dreams. So it's important to pay attention, and then this is a real opportunity to transform this inner state and to start evoking much more peace and integration, wholeness inside, and more elevated emotions as well, which radically transform our waking life and how we relate with others. Because what's inside reflects on the outside. This is very true in relationships, especially.
Yeah, so that's in such alignment with me, Elena. That respect that, when we get more in touch with who we are, what is going on, what is actually going on in our psyche, when, I deal with the clinical hypnotherapy side, then the outside world changes. That kind of falls into place, or we have more direction, or we get the clarity. And at the end of the day, it's having that fulfillment, isn't it? It's having that, peace of mind that we can actually enjoy life, because until we have that peace of mind within ourselves, it's really hard to enjoy life. It really is quite hard when you've got that inner critic and that stuff going on. It's hard just to be in that moment. So we're doing this. We're doing such similar stuff, which is always very exciting for me, because we've all got we're so excited about our things, bits and pieces we got to share, and this is another element that I have never looked at myself, and I can see the huge value in it, because I believe that anything that gets us more in touch with our psyche, what's going on in there, will always give us, the answers to what we're looking for. It is not stuff in our physical world that's going to give us what we're looking for, although much of the time we think it is, don't we? We want all our ducks lined up. And I know that was very much me. I wanted A, B, C, D, and E to be all lined up and work, and then I'd feel good. But it's absolutely the other way around, isn't it?
Yes, So
if we've got stuff that's... sorry, you're going to say something then?
Yes, I was gonna say something that... ultimately, happiness is a state of being, of inner being. And as you know, emotional healing is a very big part of that. And probably the dreams are one of the best spaces to perform that emotional healing, because that's where the emotions come the most strongly, the deeper emotions, the core fears, and also our core desires. And working with the subconscious mind is what is really doing the trick when we want to transform something. Because we can work cognitively, and we can have awareness, and we can have good intentions in our life ordinarily. We mean to do good things, but we find that our behaviors betray us sometimes. We don't mean to get upset with our partner, but we do. We don't mean to get triggered, but we do get triggered. And the way to work through all those triggers and a lot of negative emotions that we experience in relationship is to reach deeper into the subconscious to find exactly where the root of that emotion is, and to change it inside, the inner dynamic. And when we do that, and the dreams allow us to do that, the dream work, then we find we can liberate ourselves from those automatic reactions and those triggers. So we can be more conscious, and we can really choose how we want to relate, and be much more kind and heart-centered ultimately.
Because that's how we really want to be, isn't it? And so
yes, exactly.
As you say, it is all about emotion. Whether you're visualizing, whether you're writing, whether you're journaling, whatever work you're doing, there will always be an emotion attached to it. And as you say, if you can't remember your dream, how did you feel? And it's a lot of us miss that, but it's the emotion that drives us. So if we don't like the way we're feeling about something, let's tap into that. So I'm so pleased you said that, because I think so many people miss that. Really, emotion is the core of it all. If we're not happy, we want to change the emotion. Nothing else in the physical world, but how we feel.
Yes, absolutely. The other thing that dreams help us about in relationships, especially, is developing empathy, and that's another ingredient to great relationships. To be able to feel how the other person feels, and to really be able to be in their shoes, and that is actually a technique, a dream work technique. So, for example, we see a dream, and maybe our partner appears in the dream, or our father, mother, our children. Okay.
The green ant, did you say?
Sorry, what was that?
I missed that first bit. What was that? Sorry.
Yes. Thinking of empathy and how to encourage that and how to gain more understanding of other people in a relationship.
Yeah.
If we were to work on a dream, we would use a special practice. If I may share this with you and our listeners.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, please.
So say you see a dream, and in your dream, you see familiar people that you have in your life. So maybe it's your partner, your wife, your husband. Maybe it's your father or your mother, your children. Okay. One point to mention here is when we see figures that are actually in our life, in our dreams, it very rarely is that other person. Literally, it's actually our perception of that person, or how we internalize them, or how we think they are. And actually, it's part of us. So when I see my partner in the dream, 9 times out of 10, this is my internalized version of this partner. It's not him.
Okay. So how do you know it's him?
Occasionally. This is a more of a psychic type of dream. So occasionally we will actually literally connect with the other person in a dream. This would be sometimes it's an astral travel, or it's more of a telepathic connection. And in those rarer cases, these are not so frequent, you will have an actual physical sense of that person being in the room with you during the dream and when you wake up, and you will be extremely moved by it in a way that you wouldn't be so deeply touched physically if you dream of your partner ordinarily. Okay. It takes a little bit of experience, I guess, to start to discern these differences. But they become quite obvious. So if that person really was, your partner or your soulmate, maybe a future partner sometimes comes in, or you even have people who have passed away visiting you in a dream, and it feels extremely real. But other times you might just dream of that person who passed away, or the desire that you have for a future partner, and it's not them. Okay, so there is a difference. Okay. It's your projection or your internalized view of them, but it's not them. So first we understand which it is. And like I said, 9 times out of 10, it's part of you. It's not that other person. It's not your daughter. It's not your son. It's you, actually. Mm-hmm. But it shows you, the dream shows you how you perceive them, or how you perceive the dynamic in your psyche, how you receive that dynamic in your psyche. So what you would do then, you would write down your dream, first of all.
So you write it down?
You would write down your dream. It helps to write down the dream, because then you really connect with those emotions, and you bring forth a lot more detail as well. If you may remember your dream quite well, but if you start writing, you will start to remember more detail. And what you do then is you re-enter the dream, and you can do this just in an ordinary waking state or in a light meditative state. Okay, just imagine going back to the dream, the storyline, the setting, all of it. But instead of dreaming from your perspective, you would dream from another perspective. So now you would become the father's side or the daughter. And you would dream that same dream from that point of view, as though you are that daughter, that son, that father. And you will be absolutely amazed at what insight will arrive. You will start to understand those dynamics. You will start to realize what's really going on in the dynamic, okay? Because this is all inside you. You don't need to travel outside of you. This is all inside your psyche. You know all of this on a deeper level. And what you can also do is you can perform a transformation to resolve a difficult dynamic. I'll give you an example. Somebody was sharing a dream with me in a workshop where they were dreaming of their parents, the all family home. And father wanted to kill the mother in the dream.
Okay.